G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. I've got a little Shimpaku juniper here. It's a very small tree, you can see it fits in the palm of my hand, that I want to clean up and pretty much get ready for our upcoming exhibition, I hope. The club exhibition's on the 14th and 15th of May, so it's a few months away. It's early February now in Melbourne, but a few months away, but it's better to get started early and get your trees ready. It's pretty much a wiring job. It looks nice and healthy. The foliage at the top's filled out quite well. You would have seen this tree last year. I was preparing it for, I did an initial wiring of it, so it's quite nice. That's the back of the tree, which has interest as well, but there's nothing, if you look at it from the side, there's nothing at the back in terms of foliage, so it's more around here that the front is. So really I just want to clean up this lower branch, especially get it all wide finely, using copper wire in this case, because it's a small tree, and using copper is a much smaller gauge to use on this tree. If I use aluminium, I'd have to use a fairly thicker gauge, and you wouldn't be able to, you'd see the wire too obviously. So using a nice thin copper wire all throughout the tree will get it looking good. I've taken the old wire off the lower half of the tree, but I left the top half wide. It's because I don't think I need to take them off. So sometimes you'll need to unwire the whole tree. Sometimes you don't have to. So in this case, the top half is still has the wire is still not cutting in. Okay, I can use that and manipulate the branch. If I have to replace a few pieces, I will, or add a few pieces, I can. But yeah, saves you a bit of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire this tree up. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and then I'll position the branches, and I'll come back and we can do that positioning so you can see how I position branches to make a really good tree. Okay, so we're at a point where I have wired pretty much the whole tree. I fixed up a few wires at the top, as I mentioned, but I've wired all this, but I haven't placed anything. Now, I kind of should have told you that when you use copper, you should be wiring and positioning straight away. The reason is copper hardens as soon as you bend it. So it's going to be a little tricky that I've left this like this, but I wanted to actually show you. So I still am in a tree with the dead wood on this side. Sorry, it's a bit sunny. Not much I can do with that. But dead wood's on this side. I'll take a better photo later on. Dead wood's on this side. Nice dead wood up the trunk. You'll be able to see a better view of the live vein as well on this side. So very much from the front, the foot is where the front is, and yeah, it's a matter of now positioning branches, which is pretty, it should be reasonably simple. I do want to have a kind of a cascadey look, so a semi-cascade, I guess. So I'm trying to get these branches quite flat and low. As I mentioned, copper hardens as soon as you wire it, so having a little bit of a difficult time with that. But as you've seen in my other videos, it's all about creating layers, pads, having clean lines underneath, and plucking out downward growth. So once you set, so I'm setting this, trying to set this whole branch down here as the lowest branch, and once I set it, I can actually see what's hanging down, and I pluck away. So you can really start seeing the layers, the line happening. can see this one starting to have a nice fanned out. I do need to clean up a little bit more, but you can see what I'm trying to get at. Nice fanned out branch. It's the lowest level. Now we'll work up the tree, creating the next level. I do have some inner buds in here that I'm trying to keep, so that's why it looks a bit unruly. But we'll just keep cleaning up a little. So anyway, that's where we're starting. Now I've got this branch in here that's a little bit high. You can see it's pretty much perfectly placed. But if you look at it at this angle, it's a little bit too much that way. It's too much overhanging in the lower branch. I want to bring it back a little. So I've got a decent sized wire on it, so I'm going to try and push back a little and then bring forward. So you can see it's gone, I hope you can see that, it's gone backward. It was about here before, now it's gone a bit more back. So by going backwards and then bring forwards, you decrease that space and it sits in nicely. It sits in nicely there. Now we go and do the same process of cleaning up underneath. You can almost see that layer now. Probably has to come down a little bit actually. That's a bit better, I think. Starting to get there. Now we've got some back branching I'll have to deal with. This branch is too long, just noticed. So is this one. Hopefully start to see an improvement. Now I've got some back branching I need to do. So this one out here, I need to give the tree some sort of depth. I'm going to push it down. I'm pretty much going to have it in line with just slightly above the lowest branch. So if that's the lowest branch, slightly above it. You'll notice how my branches are all fanned out. Lots of light gets in, lots of back budding happening, and you get to fill out the branch over time nicely. So that's kind of the back branch done. Step by step we're getting there. Now we work on all this area here, the apex, and so I want to really compact the tree, make a really nice small crown. You see some of these branches are a bit wide out here. We'll see if we can compact them. First I want to try and position this. So because we've got a layer, I need another little layer in here. So that helps create the crown. So that's not too bad. This is a bit of a issue here, so this is a little long, so I'm going to do the whole twisting back and coming around and compacting it to bring it back in. So I compacted that nicely. Hopefully that looks reasonably better now. So you can see now it's come right in nice. Very good, very happy with that. Now I've got these couple of back ones that we want to try and position. So not looking too bad. Still a little bit bushy, I think, in this bit here. Now I've got pretty much this crown we want to work on and get right. Just bring that down a little bit more. Bring that down. Still think it's too long. This one. Better. Now let's have a look at this. Apexes are always the trickiest, as I've always said in my videos. Always tricky to get these right. Yeah, I'm missing a bit of wire on these guys. Can you see how they're just kind of sitting in the air? So I'm just going to have to put a bit of wire on and we'll come back and have a look at it a bit closer. So I did a bit of wiring at the top, completed it a little bit. It looks a little bit helmety head, as I said. Looks a bit flat top, but I think it's really nice. It's coming along beautifully. It's pretty cool little tree now. Just got to let it fill out. I have to have a closer look because it's very sunny. I can't be 100% sure I've got everything in the right place and so on, but pretty much, again, clean lines underneath, bring it back. It's pretty good symmetry. You can see that nice symmetry that's all around the tree. Fanned out branches, padding, like layering of the branches so that it really looks full. But now it's a really nice little tree. It's got a few months to recover, to really fill out a little bit and be ready for the show, I hope. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little guy, and I'll do a bit better final video on this, just a nice little spin around when the sun's not so bright, and we can have a better look. But anyway guys, hope you picked up some nice little pointers. It's a very small little tree, nice little shohin. It fits in the palm of my hand, so I think it's come along really well.